although I don't usually do this, I'm gonna do it anyways because the show doesn't get any attention. It's actually really good. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you can't read a title, I'm talking about Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, aka the best thing to come out of Scooby-Doo and television. Now, I'm a scholar in Scooby-Doo, and I grew up watching Mystery Incorporated, and I was horrified yet intrigued by it, and I don't know why until I started watching it again, and I realized the show was made by one sick person. I mean, literally, the target audience is the youngins. I mean, just look at this stuff. I don't know how it got past production, let alone on Cartoon Network. But anyways, I'm just gonna watch Mojo this and list what I believe to be the top 10 scariest monsters in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. So, let's go. At number 10, we have the Fish Freaks, which are really scary because they have no chill whatsoever. It was between these and the Gator People, but the Gator People are just fat incest people, gators, so it was whatever. But the Fish Freaks, on the other hand, are like gymnastic abilities and will literally eat through a boat to kill you. The episode itself wasn't scary, and it had like some Marxist and a mermaid that helped fight, but the Fish Freaks themselves are really freaking scary. And at number 9, I gotta go with the Skull Cattle. They're the only other monster to successfully destroy Crystal Cove. Imagine the worst part of a bee, a piranha, and just imagine that power you're thinking of right now invested in a cow. Pretty scary, right? No, imagine thousands of those just recklessly running around destroying things. Like, they literally have no chill. They even killed Nova for some reason. Like, come on, man. Luckily, they don't really have common sense, so they're easy to manipulate, and they're now in the ocean, which is actually pretty freaking scary as well. And number 8, I think the Shadowy Figure Ghost gets it. The Shadowy Figure Ghost is literally, I still think, a ghost because he makes like mountain heads come to life, and he makes things float. Mayor Dad is a big scary creature denier, and even he says this one's real. I don't even quite understand how the shadowy figure did everything he did, and I think the devil was helping the bird on this one, if you know what I mean. At number 7, I'm going to go with the Freak of Crystal Cove. Just looking at this clown thing scares the bejeebies out of me, whatever that means. I mean, just look at it. If this thing ever did anything, it'd be scary. The Unmask of the Freak is literally the most cinematic experience you can ever legally go through. Like, you'll be glad you'll never have to see its face again, but on the other hand, you almost want more. Number 6, I'm going to have to go with the cicadas. Everything about this episode is hard to watch. If you ever seen a cicada attack you, you might understand why. Just the idea of these swarming and flying bugs coming out of the shower drain is gonna make every opening in your body just make you want to jitter. It's so awful. But I'll move on. At number 5, I'm gonna have to go with the Headless Horror, which isn't even actually that scary, but the monster design for this one is scary, and the noises it makes are equally scary. I seriously hate how this thing looks, and I have no idea how it got into a kid's show. It's headless, horrifying, mutilated, and just horrific looking. Its scream is so jarring, I can't even put it to words of the discomfort that comes with it. At number 4, I think the Nazi robots get it. Yes, I did say Nazi robots, which might seem unbelievable for people who haven't seen the show, but for that, I say, I can assure you, they are. The Nazi robots are insanely scary because there's a ton of them, and they just follow orders. They're really strong, they can swim, and oh yeah, they're armed with machine guns. And literally, later in the show, they enslaved the population into concentration camps. Like, these robots are literally insane. Number 3, I go with the Dreamweaver. If you've seen Labyrinth and your childhood is ruined, they made a whole episode about it in Scooby-Doo. The Dreamweaver is basically the scary parts of Labyrinth without the child-molesting vibes. There's so many scary stares and mind F words that'll make you literally deny time and time again that you're watching Scooby-Doo and not Black Mirror. At number 2, the Evil Entity, which is really, really scary, and probably what anyone who ever is in the show would really be to pick number 1, but it's not, and I'll explain why later. For now, the Evil Entity is horrifying. It's really supposed to be the most evil thing imaginable, and has driven out the worst out of people. The Evil Entity is all-powerful and destroys the entire world with its power, sparing no one, except the Nazi robots, but still, no one. I honestly have no idea how anyone could be scared of this shape-shifting void, but I guess some 5-year-olds are braver than me. For the number 1 spot, in the scariest monster in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, I go with the Dream Freak. This episode for me was the scariest thing I've ever watched as a kid, and it gave me nightmares for the rest of my life, and I still have nightmares to this day. I've trouble rewatching this episode because it's simply cursed. The Freak himself is a buffer version of the original Freak, but it's the scenery and the unpredictables that makes it scary. Just the town floor and the red curtain maze is super scary, and with it being a nightmare, things just happen.
Nibiru is coming.
Well, that's my list for the top 10 scariest monsters in Scooby-Doo. I feel compelled to start a conversation in the comments, but I seriously doubt anyone in this video is going to give me any views because no one really cares about the show, and my viewers pretty much are just here for Fender Benders or Nathan Funeral 2, which won't happen, by the way. So, I don't even really know why I posted